Hi, my name is Björn. I'm co-CEO at Resolution, and today I want to show you NASA, not another stand-up app. NASA, not another stand-up app is made for making meetings more structured, more efficient, and more fun. It gives 3 phases to every user. It has a preparation phase, which allows Scrum Masters, meeting facilitators to provide an amazing structure that attendees can prepare their meetings on a super quick way. It has a live meeting part where we provide tools in a live meeting to show the preparation, to interact with the preparation, to do planning poker, for example, but also add additional comments or add new ideas or Jira issues. And it has an automatic documentation where we take all the preparations, all the live meeting interactions for creating a team journal, which is stored per meeting stream. But let's go into and let's check how it looks like. So on my demo account, I'm Andy. So Andy is at the moment in the preparation of the backlog refinement meeting. So on the right side, I can see what the Scrum Master here defined as important. So this can be based on filters or priorities. So I can see all the important issues for this meeting. The meeting has 4 agenda points. It's a team meeting. So in team meetings, we are running from agenda point to agenda point. We have in NASA also the possibility to run stand-up meetings. Then the live meeting is organized from user to user. So that's the main difference between these 2 meeting types. Team meetings have a lot of interactions also in the live meeting. The stand-up focus purely on the prepared update and some smaller functionalities. Besides the Scrum Master view, I have the personal view. Every user can set up additional filters for maybe other perspectives, other issues from other projects. And a whole meeting stream is in general based on a board. So what I can see already here is that my colleagues prepared already something for the meeting. This can be activated and deactivated for team meetings. I personally find that's a really cool feature because now I can prepare for the stuff where the colleagues already prepared for. So how I do now the preparation. So it's relatively simple. I want to discuss, for example, these 2 issues. I simply add them to this agenda item. If I want now, I can do additional comments to it just for the meeting, or I can do additional comments also on the work item. So means we allow here that the users can maintain their Jira issues in parallel. That's amazing for the stand-ups, for example. They never forget to update their issues anymore. Or you just use the common stuff for giving additional visual context to the other participants. And this is important because never forget, when you just hear something, you remember 20%. When you hear and see something, this goes up to 70%. So that's a relatively straightforward preparation with issues. What I also can do, I can add text items for all the things which are not organized in an issue. I use it, for example, for meetings. Then in my stand-ups, I simply do meetings here, and then I explain I have a meeting with Yuzi about XYZ. That's also a game changer because then other participants are aware of, okay, Andy has a meeting with Yuzi about the topic. Maybe I should join, or maybe I want to ask if I can be updated on the result of the meeting. I can also create headlines if I want, and I can create ad hoc Jira issues if I forgot something which is not organized in an issue yet. And for sure, I can also search for Jira issues in this project, but also outside of this. So that's how the preparation is organized. Let's go to agenda point number 3, estimate story points. I have 2 issues here, no, 3 issues where the estimation is missing. So I prepare simple this, go to next, get a summary now of all my preparations. I could jump back to the points if I forgot something. I can set up my mood here. I can also give additional emotions if I want to do it, to have a little bit more interactions and more visuals on the items. And then I simply join the meeting. So now the second phase starts, the live meeting. So in the live meeting, we can see that my two colleagues are already in the meeting lobby. I'm the Scrum Master. I start the meeting. From now on, every screen is similar. So we have a WebSocket service. So it means my colleagues see now exactly the stuff what I'm doing. So now we can discuss the stuff. We have review backlog items and everybody put items in it. So now I would start with use user in a Zoom meeting or Google Meet or Teams meeting to discuss the points. I can add additional comments during the meeting. People can interact with emojis. It has now a collaborative functionality. So everybody can interact with the stuff. I can also create new work items, text items, headlines again, if something is missing. For example, you miss a functionality in the backlog. So as you can see, I have also the other agenda items with the planned timings, the actual timings, and the overall meeting time here. So let's say now I want to prioritize optimize website. So I simply take it and put it via drag and drop to this agenda item. Now I can here, for example, collect all the prioritized user stories. So I can simply move the items from one agenda item to another. And this allows me to create amazing structures and to have amazing meeting results at the end. But let's go to the estimate story points agenda item. So what we have implemented super fresh are two new things. So one is context field. So as you can see, in addition to the summary, the work item indicator, task type, priority and assignee and status, I have also additional context fields, and they can be chosen from the Scrum Master for every meeting stream different, and for every project and every task type different. So I decided here for having story points visible and having the fixed version visible, but it could be something completely different. We support a couple of fields here. Text fields and number fields are also editable. You will see it in a second. So now let's say we want to do a planning poker session. So normally you need to go now to another app. You need to set up a planning poker session. You need to set up the items. This is all time consuming. It's context switching and it's confusing for participants. We include this now in every NASA team meeting. So the Scrum Master simple clicks on estimate and now every user has on the screen the planning poker part. So they can select the Fibonacci sequence. They can also select question marks if they don't know how much the estimation should be. This is more meant for, I should know it, but I don't know it for this one. And I have also the coffee cup for, hey, this is definitely not my skill set. I can see the summary here. I can see the description, including formatting. I have the show more button to see the whole description because all the stuff is important for the estimation. And now everybody can vote. So I will go with a 5. So let's check what the colleagues are doing. So the colleagues have voted now as well. And as a Scrum Master or meeting facilitator, I know this is finished now. I can decide now if I want to have the voting results just in the NASA app or also in addition stored as a comment in the Jira work item. So I want to have both, and now I simply submit the votes. The votes are visible, vote results are visible for every participant now. And now we can further discuss the point. So we have complete different estimations. So this normally leads to a quick chat between the participants why they estimated 8 or 5 or 2 story points. And then on some point, you are getting an idea of what should be the right estimation for this item. We also provide an average estimation. And in this case, it perfectly fits also in the Fibonacci sequence. But we're not automatically adding the story point to the issue. No, we're allowing here the Scrum Master facilitator to make, for example, no, I think the 8 is more correct as the average estimation. But it's immediately stored, immediately displayed to everybody, a super quick way. And then I simple estimate the next one. So you're getting the idea. Really cool feature, context fields and planning poker in combination. When the meeting is finished, we starting with phase number 3. We are closing the meetings. And this means we are preparing a team journal. A team journal is a documentation of the meeting. It's a result of all preparations, all live interactions put together. So when the team journal is created, we are writing it at the moment, you have the possibility that every attendee can still see the team journal. We store the last 30 journals in NASA. So it means when somebody was not available because on vacation or couldn't join the meeting, this person easily can go to the team journals. We have also robo agents who can read the team journals and can consume what happened in the meeting, what were the decisions. So how does it look like? I have on the top always some statistics. I have a calendar selector to select exactly the meeting what I want. Can go to previous or to next meetings and have here the whole summary of the meeting, of all the contents, all estimations, and so on. If I want, I can simply export this also now to Confluence. This is an important feature if you want to share the team journal with other stakeholders, for example. Because in NASA, people can only see the team journal when they are part of the meeting, in general of the meeting stream. So this is for security reasons, because we also want to allow, for example, that HR can use the tool. So means only HR participants in the meeting can read the team journal. If they want to share it to a wider group, they can use the export to Confluence functionality. I simply select a space here. I could also select a parent folder if I want and a page title, or we compose a page title based on the name of the meeting and the date. Relatively quick, the Confluence export is created. And here we go. We have an amazing Confluence page, including a table of content structured with standard Confluence page items. So it really fits with every Confluence. You don't need additional apps or something like that. But you can also do now adjustments if you want to do it, or you can share it with a broader audience. So that's how the meeting structure works. So let me quickly show you the settings that you see how the whole stuff is set up. So when you have a meeting stream, let me go to the stream overview first. In the stream overview, you can see all the meeting streams. A meeting stream is simple, a series of meetings. So it can be your daily stand-ups, it could be your backlog refinement meeting, could be your sprint planning, and so on. When you create a new one, you need to decide first what kind of meeting it is, and we provide a couple of templates here with prepared agenda items already, like a sprint review, sprint planning, one-on-one meetings, daily stand-ups, brainstorming meetings. Remember, there are in general 2 meeting tabs: the stand-up, user to user, and the team meeting, agenda point to agenda point structure. Every meeting stream is based on a board. So this gives you all the input and the Jira integration. So when you want to have cross-project meetings, our recommendation is to creating a board and include these 2 meetings, these 2 projects in one board. This is, by the way, also how you put Jira Service Management projects in NASA. Just create a board somewhere, put the Jira Service Management project in, and then you can also have your service reviews. You can name the stream, you can define the meeting questions, you can reorder the meeting questions, you can give different timings. This is a little bit different in the stand-up. In the stand-up, we split the time per attendee. We have the suggested issue stuff. That's what you saw on the right, the focus point where the Scrum Master wants to set the focus on. We have the context fields. So as you can see, I can define it here per project, per issue type, and then instead of fixed versions, I want to have here, for example, the due date, because it's important for me to have the due date. And it will now switch in the Jira items. I have meeting settings. So as I said, in team meetings, people can collaborate. This is at the moment limited to Scrum Masters and coverers. So because in some cases, you don't want to have 20 people who can interact with all the items. This creates chaos. And we have also some forged caching challenges. So this will improve in the future. At the moment, we limit it to these roles. So means the Scrum Master need to decide who's allowed to click around in a live meeting. Enable the preview. In my update, you saw it. I find it personally an amazing feature to see what people have already prepared. You can enable it, or you can also disable it. The meeting link, super easy. In the meeting lobby, you have a quick button that people can join your Google Meet, Zoom meeting when they go to the meeting lobby. The Confluence export works manual, as I showed to you, but you can also automatically do it after every meeting. So similar window, you simply define, in this space, I always want to have a Confluence export of my team journal, and then it will happen. And a couple of more settings. You select the users, you define who's the Scrum Master, the Coverer. The Coverer has similar permissions like the Scrum Master. The only difference is only the Scrum Master can delete a meeting stream. But Scrum Master and Coverers are the moderator of the meetings. They can click on next, they can start the stuff, they can interact. And then I simply select the users for the meeting, what I want. Time date stuff, you set up the time date, can be weekly, non-weekly, you can set up the weeks, a little bit like a classic Google Calendar or Outlook functionality. You can select your project cadence if it's not organized in a sprint. We detect this. This is a Kanban project. Then you can say, okay, I want to have my statistics based on weekly numbers every 2 weeks or on the monthly base. Notification, a small Slackbot reminder creator, data sources, the connection to Confluence. This is important for the Confluence export, but also when you want to put Confluence items in your preparation. So we have also Confluence items. When you wrote a new blog article or a new internal manual, you can simply put it in your meetings. Hey, I have updated it, and people can go later to the team journal. Hey, Yuzi explained there's a new version of page X, Y, that. So you don't need to search for it. And the personal filters, which I also showed already to you, the Scrum Master view and the personal filters. So focus where the Scrum Master want to focus on and your personal stuff. And this is super easy to set up. You simply say, okay, it's a Jira filter. You can do it based on Jira issue filters or work item filters, or on status or on priority. And on Confluence, you have watched on, worked on, start, you name it. And then you have the filter just for you, just for this meeting stream. When you participate multiple meetings, you can set up this for every meeting, that it's a little bit different, tied to the topic of the meeting. So that's NASA Not Another stand-up app. Give it a try. It definitely makes your meetings much better, your agile ceremonies, and it helps you that you're successful in your projects. When you have questions, feel free to contact us over the known channels. Thank you very much for watching.